Hello once again. One of my questioners on one of my Freemason videos that I just recently published to YouTube asked a very legitimate and great question, and I'd like to elaborate a little bit on that. They asked, aren't you not supposed to be talking about Freemasonry? Are you giving away the secrets of Freemasonry? Because apparently one of their relatives was very, very tight-lipped about Freemasonry. And I've seen in the literature, I can't remember the exact reference at this point. If you're really skeptical, I suppose I could find it, but where we are obligated to keep the secrets of Freemasonry, but we sometimes get too tight-lipped. We hold back too much when it would be better to educate the public, as well as ourselves, among ourselves, what it is we are doing, what it is we do believe. It's okay to share and elaborate on the philosophy of Freemasonry, on some of our goals as Freemasons, and some of our intentions as Freemasons to make the world a better place for all people by upholding the law and ensuring that all mankind has their freedom. I'm not amiss or wrong, and I promise I'm not doing anything negative in Freemasonry when I say part of our Freemasonic philosophy, and we take this deadly serious, is we believe in upholding all people's rights, even those nutjob conspiracists who claim we are Satan's kingdom. Ooh, how terrible. Well, they ought to be at least grateful that we Freemasons are even going to uphold their freedom to have their freedom of speech so that they can share their quack ideas, their phony philosophy and research against us. We will defend their right to have the freedom to say what they want. We certainly aren't going to agree with their wacky conclusions, but they ought to at least be grateful that we're actually fighting for their right to speak out against us, even though we know they're full of baloney. It's an interesting idea, isn't it? So, no, we have secrets, just like I do as a personal person, you know. My sex life, my personal finances, is just none of your business. And if that bothers you, darn, I guess you're just gonna have to get over it. You know what I mean? Every organization has secrets. That's nobody else's business. Why would that bother you? It doesn't bother me at all, but boy, it gives grist for the mill for those wacky nutjob conspiracy theories. Wow! Freemasonry equals Satan's kingdom. Ooh, how wicked, how vicious, how utterly evil! Oh, well, Shirts, you're in the lower part of Freemasonry. The upper echelons, they teach gangsterism. I love that response. I'm sorry, I can't help it, but that is hilarious. I am in the upper echelons of Freemasonry. I am a master mason. I can attend any lodge and any lodge meeting as a master mason. I also happen to be very well into the Scottish Rite and in the York Rite in the concordant bodies. I am in the upper echelons, and I don't see gangsterism. If it's gangsterism with the idea of ganging together so that we can all pool our money, as our lodge did a month or two ago, and help out a widow who couldn't pay her bills, her heating bills that month, and someone was threatening to either kick her out of her house or shut down her heat. Can you imagine that? Yes, I know the legality of, no, you can't shut down their heat and all that, but they were threatening her with that. Now, what a bunch of pricks. We Masons stepped in and said, relax, ma'am. We've got you covered. That's the gangsterism we practice. So I know it's completely evil. It's got to be in the domain of Satan to help out those poor widows. Yeah, you know. I mean, come on. Let me share an idea with you, though. This is out of Rex R. Hutchins' A Bridge to Light, a study in Masonic ritual and philosophy. An outstanding book. I would recommend every Freemason within the realm of my voice and video to get this book and study it, restudy it, and re-study it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Listen to this. On page 19, here's what Brother Hutchins says. He says, Freemasonry, we are informed that Freemasonry neither encroaches upon the just privileges of religion, nor does it claim to provide salvation of the soul or entrance into heaven. Freemasonry affirms that God exists, that there is benefit in prayer, and that man owes it to himself to return to that sanctuary which best increases his faith in our Creator. Okay. That's awesome. Freemasonry encourages men to turn to their Creator and worship according to the dictates of their own consciences. The candidate is informed that in the fold of his religion, whatever that religion is, he should pray, study the book of the sacred law, and turn from his errors. To help him discern truth is encouraged to study reason and to study the science of logic. We love doing that because that way we discover that the nut job arguments really are nut job arguments in their logic and reasoning. It's amazing. Its rules and syllogisms, when understood, will help separate truth from falsehood. That's precisely why we know the conspiracy theorists, Masons are going to take the world over. We're going to have a one-world government, and we're going to enslave you. It's high entertainment, man. Something else. When we can do this, we will be able to form reasonable opinions without having to rely on the opinions of others. The discovery of truth is the principal quest of religion and philosophy. That's the Bridge of Light. I'm not violating anything in Freemasonry by sharing with you some of that philosophy. Freemasonry does not encroach upon anyone's religion, be it Jewish, Mormon, Christian, Islam. It doesn't matter which book of the sacred law you take in as your book of the sacred law. The Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Bhagavad Gita, the Quran, the Upanishads, the Vedas, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Yes, the Egyptian Book of the Dead for the Egyptian Masons. They are allowed to have that as their book of sacred law. We don't discriminate against any of that. Oh, but remember, we're satanic. We're going to brainwash you, and we're going to make you think only in one direction. We are Satan's minions. You know, I mean, the charges carry its own refutation. That's about as dumb as dirt. Satan is never mentioned in our rituals. Yes, we have the book of the devil on our altars. If that's what you think the Bible is, well, go ahead, but I promise the one we have is the Bible. The particular translation our lodge has is the King James Version. I've told them, a few of them, we ought to put the Hebrew Bible on there, and one of my Jewish brothers says, well, I could do that. To share the philosophy, to share the ideology and the ideas of Freemasonry on how we are working together to help improve the world, to improve peace among men, to improve someone's own personal disposition toward themselves, to let them know they can say, it's perfectly fine, as one of God's children and one of our brothers, to believe in yourself. It's okay to have self-esteem. It's okay to share your knowledge and to build up someone else, to give them meaning in their lives. That's part of the philosophy of Freemasonry. And I promise, it's